How's it going, Chipper Chaps? Welcome to Chipper Chap Chat, official episode 3, but I guess it's technically episode 4 now, right?
Yeah, if you include the special, then yeah, this is episode 4, but this is officially episode 3. It's going to be listed as episode 3.
So what we're going to talk about today is very Marvel heavy.
Very.
But there will be some artist stuff.
Yeah.
A little bit later on, but first we wanted to talk about a couple of bigger Marvel things that have happened recently.
Marvel's killing it, man.
And the first thing is they released the third and final trailer.
Oh, so it's final. They said for sure it's final.
They said it's the final one.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that aspect. But
I'm sure there will be TV spots.
Yeah, that's true. TV
but
spots.
this is the final
trailer.
trailer.
Okay. That makes sense, I suppose.
And I'm glad. And I kind of, like, as much as I'm excited, I know I'm not going to be able to, but I really want to avoid watching those TV spots because I feel like they're doing really good
you
with
say
the first
this,
two trailers.
You know you're watching them.
I know I'm watching it, but I really wish I couldn't.
Yeah.
Because
I can avoid them.
the first two trailers did a good job of not showing anything.
Yeah.
In this third trailer, we got the first shot of wherever the battlefield is, where the fight happens with the last battle. We assume that's the last battle. We still haven't seen the version of him that was on the cover of Entertainment Tonight or whatever, Entertainment Weekly.
Oh, we haven't yet?
No, the first version that they showed of Ultron, where it was like on the cover of a magazine, it was him. It was him in the middle and Tony Stark and.
Oh, that's not the
Steve
one that
Rogers.
we've been seeing. The Prime.
Yeah, we haven't been seeing that version with him with the armored thing. So I'm guessing that's like final boss mode.
Really? That's not the one that we've been seeing?
Or is the human face?
I thought human
mode?
face is that's the Prime one. That's the.
I don't know. I kind of think he fights and then he has an armor come down over his face like Iron Man. Maybe that's what the thing is. When he actually fights, that thing comes down over his face.
Because I was looking at his arms and shoulder stuff, and that's pretty much the design that they've shown.
Right.
Yeah. So maybe he might have that a battle helmet or some shit.
Right. That'd be cool, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know, I think with TV spots, that if they do eventually do them, which, as you were saying, they most likely would, they might show more of the film that I probably want to hold off until I see it in the screen, if that makes sense. I'd rather wait and see it in the big screen than see, a snippet of it in a TV spot. And be
version that they show on that magazine cover is drastically different.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it looks like the Ultron bots, but just with red eyes.
That might not be the final form then, because I'm pretty sure that the one that they've listed
it definitely looks more like Ultron.
Okay, because the one that they've listed as Ultron Prime, that's supposedly the one.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, if it was just a face mask pops down over his human-looking face when he fights or something.
Maybe.
But maybe this is beforehand. Maybe he looks like them, and then he upgrades
Yeah, then he's like, nah, can't do this. I'm the big boss. I do what I want.
It's also interesting, in the trailer, for those of you who I'm sure everybody's seen it that's watching this.
If you haven't, pause it and watch it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Then go listen.
There is a screenshot of Cap throwing the shield at Ultron and it piercing his chest armor.
Yeah.
Now, everybody's been speculating so far that he gets the vibranium.
After that?
No, if that's the prime form, then he should already have it.
Yeah,
because he had the human face.
But can vibranium
pierce vibranium?
Pierce vibranium. That's the thing. If thrown hard enough.
I think so.
It would make the most sense. The one thing that can destroy vibranium is vibranium itself.
Can adamantium cut through itself?
I don't think so. Yeah, adamantium can cut through itself.
Really?
Yeah, because Cyber, one of Wolverine's villains, has adamantium arms, and Wolverine can actually slash into it. After time it can. Like, it's not like an instant cut.
How do X-23 and Wolverine not just obliterate each other then?
I have no idea.
I
Because
don't know, man. But plus, I didn't even realize till semi recently.
comics.
I had to go back and look at the comics to find out because I'd had them, I read them.
But
But
like,
X-23 doesn't have an adamantium skeleton.
yeah, she doesn't, does she? I thought she didn't.
She doesn't. She
Yeah,
only
okay.
has adamantium claws. That is random to me.
How about Dakin?
Dakin doesn't have any metal.
Any at all? He's just all bone.
Yeah, he's all bone. And it makes sense to me if I think about it, because I'm like, yeah, I guess if you put the adamantium on her skeleton and she's young, then she could never grow up.
That's true. That's why
And,
Wolverine's ageless.
and they didn't want to prevent that.
No.
But yeah, so on the trailer, some of those shots, dude, they're pretty intense looking.
Yes.
None of the battlefield looks like I expected it to. I really thought they were gonna have like more of a Dragon Ball type fight.
What, in the desert where there's
Like they were gonna
mountains?
fight in the middle of nowhere. Just
No.
because like, now they've done the city destruction, and he'd be like, we got to avoid this at all costs. Take Ultron somewhere else.
No, but I think with Ultron, it's almost like I'm gonna destroy everything. Like what he was saying at the start of the trailer.
Right.
He probably is like, why would I allow them to even bring me outside? I'm gonna
Yeah.
destroy
Plus,
this.
if he's got all those robots, they've got to go to where he is.
Exactly, because he's like, yeah, he's the queen bee.
Oh man, that movie's gonna be pretty intense, dude.
Just Hulk punching Hulkbuster up a building.
Yeah, that was really crazy.
As you said,
I
it's very
don't understand
Dragon Ball.
how they're gonna make Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch part of the group.
Well, that one last scene, you know how they're fighting in that like that bird's eye view where it's like a tripod type thing.
Right.
Scarlet Witch was with them.
Yeah, I know. She definitely is with them already at that point. I'm assuming that maybe they kill Quicksilver?
Maybe.
Because that scene where she like freaks the fuck out and drops in the middle of the
yeah,
street,
that could be
something
like the
intense
death
happened.
of yeah. Maybe.
What is it, Aspen? I'm recording a podcast.
Oh, it's
right.
proof.
Yeah, dude. She's on my shoulder right now. I wish you could see.
Of course she's a parrot.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, maybe she freaks out because she's like, oh crap, I killed. Or maybe that'd be weird if she killed the brother.
nah, they couldn't do that. But everybody keeps talking about how this movie, at the end of it, there's a new roster for Avengers.
Well, because they're saying Thor's gone.
Right, Thor's for sure gone off to solve whatever's going on at home.
We don't know what's happening in Hulk because is he even credited for Civil War?
Oh, Jesus. Probably not because...
Because like, he would tip the scale so hard
yeah,
if he was on one side. That's why they were saying before they have to get rid of the major players. Like, Thor can't be on a side. Because
exactly,
he's
just like
too
actual
powerful.
Civil War. He's got to be gone, and Thor and Hulk's got to be gone.
You have to remove the biggest players.
Hulk's got to be gone in one movie.
Yeah, he's gonna be he's gone in this. I think he goes after this. In this
Goes
movie, he
where?
goes space.
I don't know, man. Are they? I mean,
Because that's what they were
are they
planning.
really gonna do?
Remember they were
fucking
talking about
Planet Hulk and World War
I
Hulk?
don't know.
Are they really gonna do
I don't
that?
know, but if they do, it's not
People will
listed.
lose their minds for sure.
Yeah,
But there's no room. There's no room for that
there
in
isn't.
the slate
there
that's
isn't.
there
There isn't.
now.
There isn't.
So
I mean,
it would
it's
have
not
to
like-
happen
It's not
after
like
in. Oh fuck! What if that's what they do after Infinity War? Is it's a battle against Hulk?
see that makes goosebumps, bro.
Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy. But I don't know, man. Mark Ruffalo's getting old, dude.
He's getting
Mark
old.
Ruffalo's getting old. I don't know how long they're gonna keep the older guys at it.
But remember, like if it's like a grizzly older Hulk coming down back to Earth,
And then they can do Old Man Hulk or Old Man
because
Wolverine.
they can introduce his bloody obviously I don't know if they would,
Right.
With the whole Planet Hulk having a son and all that type of stuff. I don't know. It's going
That's
really
how
far.
That's how they could keep Hulk going.
Yeah, because essentially he is a Hulk, that little baby Hulk, whatever his name
Right.
was.
Scar.
Sky, that's it.
Uh,
We're getting ahead of ourselves, though.
we are the scene where Hawkeye pulls out his like telescopic arrows and it looks like Wolverine
Yeah,
claws.
people were like, Wolverine. I'm like, yeah, don't be dumb.
It's obviously it wasn't Wolverine, but do you think that that is purposely like, we just got Spider-Man. This is our next target. Because
Wolverine?
there's been a lot of talk about him like I'm still pretty optimistic that it could happen and yada yada.
Jackman wants it to happen so badly.
And I think they want Jackman in it, dude.
Well,
What would that be like to have Wolverine and the Hulk in a movie
You could do
together?
Old Man Logan.
You could, but even just Wolverine fighting Hulk in current times would be amazing.
Would be cool, but then again, people would be like, "Oh, of course Wolverine's gonna beat it." But then you're like, you've seen Hulk destroy shit.
Yeah, but we've never seen a full-on just one-on-one fight.
That's true. And plus,
like
Wolverine's
Hulk
never really
and a dude.
Wolverine's never really torn it out on anybody yet.
No,
Like
and Hulk he totally could.
Maybe
Hulk he
Silver
totally
Samurai.
could because it wouldn't matter. He
Yeah.
could stab Hulk 1,000 times and it'd
Hulk
still
wouldn't
come.
die. It would just anger him more.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, I want to see that so badly.
I know Jackman really wants it to happen.
And Jackman has grown into Wolverine over time.
Oh yeah,
and
he's more and more.
it's
Wolverine.
amazing. Like
It's
he
crazy.
looks more grizzled and terrifying every time.
Although, to be honest, when he's out of that role, he
still looks normal.
He's back to his normal self. But whenever he goes back into Wolverine, he's
Yeah,
just
it's like
crazier.
Whatever
Wolverine.
he puts his body through
Yeah, I
to
don't
get
know.
to that shape is insane, and he drives himself crazy doing it.
But he's like he has to sell the role, and he definitely does that.
He says he wants to play him until he dies.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, I'm not giving up Wolverine. And I'm like, this guy's
that
a
just
smart
makes
man.
me sad because I was like, maybe he knows something we don't know, man. I know he keeps going in for skin cancer and stuff.
Yeah,
That's a sad time.
It is.
Wolverine gets taken down by skin cancer. That's like opposite Wolverine powers. Where all your cells like multiply a bunch of times, except for it's not in a good way.
Yeah.
That's like Christopher Reeves getting paralyzed, man.
Yeah.
That's sad times.
Yeah, exactly.
Man. I'm not ready to start losing superheroes.
Again, trailer, dope.
How do you think they're going to fit Stan Lee into this one?
Who cares? Again, he has to be the Watcher.
I want him to be the Watcher.
I want him to be the Watcher so badly, dude, because I think, to me, that would be the greatest thing Marvel has ever done.
I just want them to commit to the look of the Watcher,
Oh,
though.
yeah.
Like, he's got to get, like, he's got to pull his hair off and be bald and just have the cape and tunic on.
But would you make him have, like, a bigger head?
I don't know. It depends on if the Watcher should still look like Stan Lee once he reveals himself. Like, does he morph into the, like, CGI giant Watcher, or does he stay Stan Lee but just in the tunic with a bald cap?
I don't care. Whichever one is excellent by me. Although, if he actually just morphs into the Giant Watcher.
Right. What would you think of the kid that played Joffrey playing, like, a younger Hawkeye?
Why would you get a younger Hawkeye for?
If they do, like, a prequel movie of, like, him and Widow.
I guess they could. I just don't want I don't want prequel.
I think it's gonna happen, man.
Why?
Because the people are gonna get older and they're gonna.
But then why do we see prequels?
Now we tell
why
their
not just
origin story.
And then it's recast all together, and then when we go back to the future, it's this actor now.
Jeff, do you not see that happening?
I do. I just don't want it to. I'd rather them just recast. Put it this way: I'd rather them just recast, no prequel. Fucking who cares about?
I get it, but
recast it. Big deal. They do it with James Bond all the fucking time.
I hope they do a time jump forward.
That would make more sense. Ah, that's intense, dude.
I cannot wait for this, dude. Like, I'm wondering if her Tron suit is going to be directly, like, to make herself valuable
enough,
against these people.
Yeah, it has to be, because, like, I mean, she had those wrist spark thingamajigs in Captain America 2.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously the villains here are much more powerful, so one would assume that she'd have to level up a little bit. I mean, she's great with the kicks and whatnot, but kick a robot, essentially kick Iron Man several times. I mean, there's like, how many Iron Mans at this point? Thousands, because of, they're all Ultrons.
Right. I just, like, obviously Hawkeye, he, if he's up close with them, he's kind of useless against them too, but I feel like if they make Hawkeye basically just a bow and arrow sniper, is way cooler.
Oh, yeah. Like the marksman?
Right, and they kind of had a bit of that. They kind of had a bit of that in the first movie.
Like how he was like the bird's eye type thing.
Right.
It would make the most sense. I mean, like, he's useful that way.
Yeah.
Up close, I mean, how many, he could stab a bunch of arrows into an Ultron.
Right.
But then again, if the Ultrons are essentially the Iron Man suit, that's not going to be an easy task.
I'm really curious at the abilities of the Ultron bots. If they're literally like they can't shoot anything, they have to go hand to hand. Is that if that is the case?
Oh, if that's the case, then yeah, it would make things a little easier for the humans of the Avengers.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen them shoot anything. They all just look like they're trying to grab them.
Yeah, but again, even if they grab him, it's pretty powerful, I would assume.
Yeah. Although, if these things all have, like, Ultron level strength, I guess not Prime, but, Ultron level strength, why don't they just destroy the structure that they're sitting in that scene where they're fighting them in a circle? Because they look like they're trying to protect something in the middle.
Yeah, whatever that thing was.
Also, man, that scene of them in the snow battle.
Yeah, that's fucking straight from the comics, man.
Dude, it looks like Ultimates, the cover.
Dude, did
the
you see
cover
someone on Tumblr? They spliced in Spider-Man into it.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
It was rad. It was rad.
Just, they all look so boss in that scene. Although, dude, Black Widow is crazy, dude, because she spun a Hummer and tried to perform an accurate and effective jump kick from it. That would be impossible to do.
Sometimes you gotta, but like, I guess what they're showing with that is like, that's how boss she is.
I guess, but give her stingers or something, because she can't just jump kick everything.
Yeah, I want to jump kick a robot in the face.
Also, but I'm really wondering if that snow thing isn't like one of the first things that happens.
Yeah, like, based on the trailers, we have no idea what the actual time, the actual order of anything.
I'm guessing that it's one of the first thing that happens because they've got to get the Hydra cell shit out of the way.
They got to get Loki's stuff.
Yeah, and they've got to get Loki's staff because that definitely, apparently, is the catalyst for the Ultron technology or something.
So that's gonna get out the way.
Because he definitely has it in the scene where he's making Ultron.
Yep.
And I think that's what he uses to power him.
So we see Von Strucker early on.
I'm guessing because that snow scene seems so different than any other thing that happens in the movie.
Yep. Based on what we've seen, anyways.
And in that scene where they're like flying out of the cars, they're not fighting Ultron bots, they're fighting like human military people.
Yeah, then that would make the most sense.
So I'm guessing it's them like taking out the last of like the Hydra cells that they're aware of. And that's why they keep showing that like big like building thing in the wherever Peggy Carter kept having the crossover things. They showed that like weird castle where the Black Widows came from.
And then and then there's the whole flashback scene with the Black Widows, because that's part of it, because in the previous trailer they showed something like that.
Right, so maybe they're fighting Leviathan and not Hydra?
Maybe.
Because that was all Leviathan stuff,
yeah,
wasn't it?
that was, I think.
And then maybe she has like flashbacks of her time there.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that could
Oh
be
man, yeah,
interesting.
as you were saying yesterday, this film's gonna be pretty long.
It's gotta be
It has
fucking
to be.
long.
You can't squeeze everything that we've talked about and more.
Yeah,
It's
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be
like
really
2.5
crazy.
hours, man.
And they say that it starts with an action scene.
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
Like they said, the very beginning thing that happens is them all together fighting. You get it right out of the
Oh, it
way,
might
and
be
then
this. It might be that snow scene then.
yeah, that's what I'm wondering if maybe that's like the beginning action sequence is them all working in unison, and they're badass and fully a team,
We
and they
see
go
the
out to take it.
Avengers.
Right.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how this is gonna work out, man.
And then it's also, I mean, thinking down the road, it's gonna change Agents of Shield.
Yeah, it's got to. I'm wondering if Coulson and them are gonna have any involvement.
See,
Um,
like they seem so small, like smaller players compared to obviously the giants that are Tony Stark and the rest of them.
fully, fully, but I think that they've got to at least address the fact that all of them think Coulson is dead.
They have to. I'm surprised they haven't yet.
Yeah, I just.
Because it's almost like, oh yeah, he was the guy that died in the first one.
Right, he's the reason we're all a team.
Yeah. You've been lying to us?
Yeah, so there's got to be some sort of fallout from that. Especially because like Sif and
No.
fucking yeah, Sif knows and doesn't one of the other people know as well from his group?
I don't know.
I thought some other Asgardian found out. But yeah, but at least Sif knows
And
and
that's, like, she's not a small
right.
fry.
So I feel like they've got to deal with that somehow soon. And I'm really curious what involvement Nick Fury is going to have, what role he's going to play, because if he's not the leader of the Avengers anymore, what is his role in this movie?
Maybe he's gonna die.
Oh man. I guess they could. Although him being around for Civil War would be interesting.
It's gonna be good, man. It's good to be into comic movies.
Yep.
Good times.
Yeah, I'm really curious how that's going to work out. Oh man, this movie's going to be so nuts, dude.
So soon as well, and then there's gonna be like, as soon as that film finishes, I'm gonna be like, oh man, what's gonna happen now?
Yeah, then we only have one movie between that and Civil War, right?
And it's freaking Ant-Man, which
Yeah,
I'm
it's
really
Ant-Man.
excited about.
I'm
But-
quite excited for that.
but I have, like, how does it even
the hell
link?
is that going to link between this
not just
and
that,
Civil
like-
War?
I know people are gonna be like, how do you come up with Ant-Man after the thing that was Age of Ultron?
That's the only reason, dude, that I'm like, if it doesn't happen in this, I imagine that they'll do the Spider-Man like teaser at the end of Ant-Man.
That way, well, it's like it's almost forcing people to go watch Ant-Man.
Exactly.
But even then, it's like, oh yeah, I actually enjoyed Ant-Man. Oh what?
But
Spider-Man?
it's Ant-Man, it's Spider-Man. They're both bug plus man.
That's actually a really interesting.
Yeah, they
notion
can
there.
use it as like part of the campaign to get people to go check it out.
I heard you like bugs.
Yeah, I'm quite curious, and just them interacting with each other would be hilarious. Ant-Man
'cause
and Spider-Man.
That actually seems like something that would be funny to watch, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, Avengers looks awesome. So soon, like 2 months away, barely.
Yeah.
Gonna be good. Gonna be good.
End of April for you, you lucky bastard.
I'm already thinking about when to schedule to watch it. Where?
Yeah, so it's not even really even 2 months away for you.
Yeah. No.
It's less than 2 months for you.
It's okay.
Is it May 4th?
For you?
Here?
No, it's May 1.
May 1st.
May 1st for you guys.
So it's just under 2 months for me too.
Yeah. Excited. I mean, as much as I want it to happen now, I don't want these 2 months to just flash.
No, I really can't afford for it to.
Yeah, I got so
Really
many things I want to get done in these 2 months, but obviously that's something to look forward to
Yeah.
when it happens. So.
But man, that movie looks crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole like, not all of us are gonna make it out of this.
Mm.
That means they've got to be foreshadowing that at least one of them's got to go, right?
Yeah, like when they say like that whole when it's just Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America saying that.
Right.
You're like, when are you gonna die?
Maybe Thor could bite it.
Well, that's what they're saying. Thor is probably the one that's gonna bite it because he's supposedly gonna go to, because you know how his film is called Ragnarok.
Right, which is their version of like purgatory.
Yeah, so that would make sense. But like his death isn't like a mortal death like we would normally assume, say like when a human dies.
Right. They can like battle their way back, can't they?
Yeah. That's how it works with them gods.
Man, what if that was the case for real life humans? That'd be the weirdest scenario.
Well, so far that means every human has lost their battle.
Right, yeah, it's really tough. It's a really tough battle.
Unless, of course,
it's the same as Ragnarok, but you're just a human, so you can't do any of that.
We as soon as we get there, we constantly balance like, I'll just give up. I'm not gonna buy. I don't want to come back. But like, if you do win, how about if you get reincarnated?
All right, as whatever you want,
Yeah.
you can choose. That's your reward.
That's something.
Did you see the Marvel Marathon?
Yeah. Yeah, what the hell, man? 25 hours or something like that?
27 hours.
Goodness gracious. I know. Sorry.
Yeah. 27 hours.
No.
Nope.
What I would do, however, is I would love to do the Avengers marathon.
Right, that's one movie.
Yeah.
That's one movie.
No, as in like Avengers and then into Age of
a
Ultron.
double feature.
Yeah, double feature thing.
Right.
Not a whole like, I'm going to watch every Marvel movie.
Well, I'm of course doing that.
Every Marvel movie?
Well, not every Marvel movie, maybe because I've already started. It's just happening over a longer period.
Oh,
of time.
okay, so you're not gonna do the one in the cinema.
No, because we started watching because we got them all on Blu-ray.
Yeah,
so we've just started rewatching them. I'm up to Thor: The Dark World now.
I like Dark World.
Yeah, I liked Dark World as well, but I have to pick up Guardians of the Galaxy because I still don't have it.
So you watched the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk?
Yep.
What'd you think of it after rewatching it?
I still like it, dude. I like that movie.
I do too.
I wish that Blonsky got to stick around.
I miss the characters from that series.
Yeah, I liked Blonsky. I liked Betty.
Betty was great.
Like, they just apparently they've completely given up on her because now they're like making out with Black Widow and shit.
Yeah, it's a shame because I'm like, but that's Betty.
Yeah. I definitely miss her, and she could still even keep the same actress, keep that continuity, you know?
Because it's supposedly the same continuity.
Yeah, where's Thunderbolt Ross, man?
That's my thing. Where is he? Like, he's not even involved in S.H.I.E.L.D. or anything.
Yeah, I don't understand why not.
Like, they make no mention of him.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Oh, poopy doop. What are you gonna do?
No idea.
All right, so while still on the Marvel tip,
Agent Carter ended.
Agent Carter did end.
It ended. It was a great, very short series, but all very, very good episodes.
Yep. The finale was good.
It was
I
good.
don't want to give anything away.
No, we don't want to spoil
But
anything.
the finale was good. If you have not watched the series, I do recommend it. It's only 8 episodes.
Yeah.
You can,
No excuse.
finish it in a couple nights. So I definitely recommend it. The style is really awesome.
Very. And I think it's because it's only 8 episodes. There's no fluffing about.
Right. There's not a whole lot of room for filler episodes.
Like those moments that you thought, why are they doing this? It all makes sense.
Right. Everything is pretty well connected. I think they handle because it's basically a sequel to Captain America: The First Avenger.
Yeah.
It is, except it follows Peggy instead of Steve Rogers. Because as far as everyone knows, Steve Rogers is dead.
Oh well, yeah, we know him as he's frozen.
You're right, but at that point,
they don't even. He's
they're
dead.
under the assumption that he is dead.
Yep.
So, it just follows her road after that, and I think it's a great interpretation of that. They deal with her relationship with Cap
Mm-hmm.
very well. The only thing for me that is odd is she never even danced with this dude. She kissed him one time.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a little bit strange that she would be that like way into this guy. But maybe that's what makes it more intense is because now it's never fully realized. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's still like it's still really intense
I
the
don't
amount
know.
of feeling she has for kissing him once right before he died.
Well, it's a lot. I mean, it's almost as if like because I think it's probably because it's something that she can never have at this point, that she'll never
Right.
experience at all.
But I do like that they kind of resolved it so that she could move on because
Yeah.
she's got to get married and stuff and have
Mm-hmm.
another husband by the time that you know Cap 2 rolls around.
Which is many
Lots of
decades,
long,
many
she is old as balls,
many
dude.
decades after.
Because he said he was 90 or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's got to be pretty old,
Mm-hmm.
and she's supposed to be in both of these upcoming
I
movies. I'm
know.
really curious how she
Like
fits in.
how?
You know what I think, dude? I think
Flashback?
I don't even think flashback. Flashback could be it, but I don't think flashback.
Oh,
I
what do you think?
think uh, everybody's getting shown these weird scenarios by Scarlet Witch.
Okay, yep. Cap's gonna see that scenario.
Right. I think he'll maybe see a version of time where he could have been with Peggy instead,
Mm, that's gonna be sad.
or something along those lines. Like she'll show him Peggy. I think that's what it'll
Yeah,
be.
that's sad.
But
Oh, that
but
Scarlet
I
Witch scene's gonna be sick.
yeah, and I think that maybe her flashbacks of that place might be that as well.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because I think, they've been kind of showing all these things, and we're like, how the fuck are they going to fit all of these things in there? And I think some of them they look like really random and out of place because they're those scenarios that she's created.
That makes sense.
So I'm wondering if that's what it'll be. Plus, oh yeah, one last thing about that trailer, they showed Vision,
Oh yes,
and
that's right. We forget.
and people went apeshit, and like they're saying that it's the soul gem that's in his
Yeah,
forehead.
that's what they're saying. But doesn't Vision always have a gem on his forehead?
He always has a diamond shape on his forehead.
So
But now that it is specifically looks more like the gems that they've had around, like it looks like a yellow version of the Tesseract blue gem.
that's true.
And so I think that will be their opposite. It's the reason that he is like sentient but actually more like human. He's not over rationalizing
Mm-hmm.
everything the way that Ultron does, because Ultron is not using that same gem. Um I'm just, if that's what it ends up being, that's interesting to me, but it means that we've got to get ready to lose Vision at some point because Thanos has to get all those gems.
But that means he can return eventually.
He can, but also Adam Warlock
He's
from the comics,
Yeah.
he has that same gem. It's supposed to be the soul gem, and it's right in the middle of his forehead, just like Vision.
Okay, this is getting confusing.
So I mean, they haven't shown Adam Warlock yet,
No,
but if he shows
under
up,
the
he could
assumption
end up
that he
using it.
is gonna be the one that rocks up, and he's gonna probably be Star Lord's old man.
Right. That's what the theory is.
Yeah.
We'll see, dude. We'll
Yeah.
see. I'm really excited because I have no idea what the sequel of that's going to be. Just like I had no idea what the first one was going to be, the sequel could be anything.
That's true.
Because I don't read those comics, I don't know those characters,
They
so
say the
it could
comics
really.
are currently good.
They say, but comics
Yeah.
are expensive.
Yeah, I
So
don't.
I'm very selective with what I read.
Not just expensive. I mean, they take time.
They do.
To me,
They
it's
do,
more
but
about.
I can kill a comic book, in a week if that's my bathroom reading material.
Yeah, that's true. We are in a toilet. At
I'm
least
talking about
once
like a trade, not just
Yeah.
a single issue. But so that's not so much a problem for me. But they're expensive. They add up. If you're trying to read everything, they definitely add up. Um. So yeah, Peggy was good.
Peggy was great.
Avengers trailer looks crazy. Vision
Peggy,
looks cool.
I think with Peggy, it's like if it was going to be single season, the ending was obviously not as grand as I was hoping, but I mean, based on the way it ended, it's safe to assume that they're going to do a second season.
I would say it's safe to assume they would like to do a second season.
Yes.
Not that they're gonna, but they want to.
Do you
And
think
so
you
if
think
they
they
keep them
can't?
doing it, it depends on the ratings. There was only 8 episodes. It was a series in between another series.
So it was like a season filler almost.
Right. It was something to keep us busy while Shield was on break. And so, if they do one, cool. If they don't do one, I won't be incredibly surprised.
Yeah, I'd just be like, oh well, we had a good run.
Just because Agents of Shield is already like not super popular in the ratings,
Yeah,
and I can't imagine that Agent Carter was way more popular. But who knows? I'd like to see a season 2 for sure. I would not be disappointed at all if they made it. I really enjoyed it.
I did too.
I just don't know, like, because of a lot of people lost faith in Shield because they took so long to, catch their second wind.
But once they did, whew,
Yeah, I really enjoy it now.
yeah,
But,
once they did,
I think it just took a while because they kept saying they wanted to establish who the characters are in the show so that when they start interacting with the characters from the comics, it matters. And I get that. I think they just
took their time.
turned a lot of people off because they took so long to do it. But who knows, man? Who knows? Maybe it could happen.
Well, I mean, speaking of Shield, it's come back.
Right.
It's come back, and it's
It come back.
and it's really they're doing a lot now.
I'm very excited
I am also.
that it is back. They are introducing Inhumans via the show and before the movie, and I think that that's really crazy. And I'm excited to see what all that means. But they've got like 3 years before the movie comes out, so it's gonna be tough to not show any of those characters.
Yeah, like you can't show like Medusa, Black Bolt.
Like Medusa's gonna be way too hard.
Yeah, for
But
a
I
TV
think-
budget.
But I think characters like Crystal.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like the lower ones, the ones
Right.
that aren't super high, but like
Not the
fairly-
main two, but
Yeah.
but some of them they can. Lockjaw would be kind of hard, but
Lockjaw would be fucking awesome. Though.
if they can do Gorilla Grodd on Flash, they should be able to do Lockjaw on Shield.
And they showed Grodd, and
Yeah,
he
they
looked
definitely
okay. he
Yeah,
looked
he
pretty
looked
good.
decent.
He looked pretty good.
I mean, granted, they only show him in the sewer so far, but
yeah, but
still, it
that's
looks
still-
decent.
I mean, it's not gonna look mighty
But
good,
yeah, I think that they got to start showing some of those characters, and maybe they can kind of build the cast out of like occasional appearances on Shield.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, like, now that they've got characters with powers,
Does that change the whole?
will it feel more like Flash?
Maybe.
Because they can do kind of a crazy character with powers a week, and they definitely will still have some of the espionage stuff. Although I don't want to spoil, but they murked some dudes in that first episode back of Shield. In some crazy ways, where I was like, "Whoa, that was like a big deal," and they did it. Like it was suddenly like it got very real. Like Coulson went Black Ops.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I was like, which thing? Oh yeah. Then I remembered. I'm like, yep.
Yeah, and they basically deal with the ramifications of what happened in the last episode, and they deal with it really hard. So I thought it was pretty crazy. That scene was really, really crazy, and the effects I think have gotten pretty good.
Absolutely.
For any of those who did catch the season finale of Agents of Shield, or the mid-season finale rather, coming back into it, the character Reyna looks a lot different.
Very different.
I think they did a pretty good job on the makeup.
They did.
I don't think it looks like what they set up, but I think it looks pretty decent.
It works for whatever they're trying to do with it.
It also depends on the angle. Like some angles, I think it
Yeah.
looks cool, and
Some
it
angles
looks
she looks great. Some angles I'm like, that's just not working well at all.
it's just because I can't tell what it's supposed to be. It's like not quite cat-like or anything.
She looks like a porcupine.
Like a porcupine alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really bizarre.
It's just funny though how she was like complaining, and I'm like, yeah, because she expected to be.
Right, but you know, if you
It's funny,
you
yeah.
read a little bit of the Inhumans
Yeah.
comic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed very much like that first case, right?
But I
Where,
like it like
but not
that
as
because it's
bad.
like, yeah, you are granted this, you are a chosen one, but just because you're a chosen one, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be something that you're going to be, 100% cool with.
Right, right. Also, they haven't established quite yet in the show, but in the comic book, when you get hit with the Terrigen Mist, it just unleashes whatever your DNA potential is.
Mm.
And in the show, Reyna says she took what that bitch took what was mine. Like she thinks that if she had gotten hit with it, she could have gotten what Sky got, but like
See, in my head, when she
luck of the
said that,
draw.
it's because she doesn't really know the full extent of it.
I assumed that as well, but
Unless, of course,
Mr.
it is.
Hyde
Unless,
doesn't
of course,
say
it's like that now.
Mr. Hyde doesn't say like that's not how it works. He goes, "We all have our disappointments" or something, and he like flips on her back.
Well, I mean, again, like him saying that could mean we don't get to pick.
Right, right, right. It definitely could be that. I just wondering if they're changing how it works or if it's literally just weird dialogue.
He could just.
But
be
I thought it was
cryptic.
I thought it was a good episode back. I think the Reader is a really cool character. His teleporting is wicked.
Yeah.
It looks like lit up version of Nightcrawler's ability.
Which
Uh,
is like, I'm sure you're okay with.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. It's a good effect, and I think while it's easier to do now and people can do that on YouTube and shit,
Yeah.
it's still they made it look different by having it have a light source to it instead of just being like smoke.
Like a black smoke.
Yeah, because he uses it like it's almost looks like a force field or something at
That's
the end.
that's what I thought. I was like, that's actually cool because it's not just like, and it makes sense when you think about it. I'm not just gonna teleport in a place unprotected.
Right. But it also means that ability doesn't work like it works for Nightcrawler because he has to see where he's going, right?
Yeah. Well, he can't see.
Right. Or he has to know where he's going, like know
Yeah.
what map.
His ability might work very differently from Nightcrawler's then.
Right. Also, I thought it was neat that he kind of repeats the line that he was told at the beginning.
Yep, that's what I thought. It's like, hey, because he's that person now.
Right. And which is crazy too, because it's like he's gonna give Reyna the proper guidance that Sky should be getting,
Yeah.
because she's not as messed up as Reyna is.
Yeah.
But she's stuck. She's
Look-
stuck with Shield, where they're all gonna be terrified of her and try and kill
Well,
her.
right
and
now
shit.
they don't know.
They don't know, but they're definitely setting it up like some of these
Oh,
people
yeah.
are gonna want to kill her, and some of them are gonna want to save her.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good ep. It's a good ep.
Yeah, I think it's cool, and I'm glad that they're embracing the comic book storyline. I know people are already trying to figure out who Reyna is in the comics.
Best
Um,
not to. I mean,
They
like,
think she's a character already. They found like
oh
some
really?
Inhumans character. They're like, it has a different name and she looks different, but they're like, this seems like her type of character, and she's vaguely similar looking. We think this is supposed to be her, but like the TV version of it.
Well, yeah. Again, like that makes sense. It's like you can't exactly think that the version that you see in the comic books will be exactly as they'll be translated into television or movies.
Fully, but it is definitely a stretch to assume it is the character they found.
Okay. Is it? Okay. I'm not
I
really-
think so, because it looks more bird-like.
So you
in
think
the-
they're really like digging at this point?
I think so because people, as soon as those episodes drop, people go apeshit trying to figure out who's who and what's what and make all the connections before you find out. Because you got to imagine watching Shield, watching Agent Carter, all those shows has to be completely different to watch if you don't know anything about the comics and you don't look into it.
Sometimes it's like it would be nice to just watch it. Like then again, I watched Green Arrow like that. I don't really know much about the comics of Green Arrow. I know the basis of certain things, but
Are you talking about the Arrow show or
yeah,
the
the Arrow show. In terms of like the cartoon, I don't know much about Green Arrow the comic.
Mm-hmm.
So when I watch the Arrow show, I'm not like, oh, this is not like that. Or although there's a lot more comparisons to Batman than
Right. Mostly
I'm
that's what
thinking
it
now.
is for me
Yeah.
is being like, look at how they're doing Batman, but on this show.
This is
Yeah, I
CW's
guess
take on
anytime I'm
Batman.
watching the DC shows, it's gonna be more like that. Like watching the DC movies, I'm not gonna know anything really.
Yeah.
At least as far as the villains are concerned, I'm really not gonna know anything because I just didn't grow up with them in the same way. I'm gonna know Superman stuff. I'm gonna know Batman stuff because I grew up with them. But once you like, I don't know what the boyfriend's name is for Wonder Woman. I know she has one,
Oh yeah, I forgot. His name.
but I don't know what his name is.
He's a American dude.
Right, right. But we know Lois Lane, we know Vicky Vale, we know Selena Kyle,
Yeah.
we know that. But you go any farther than Superman and Batman, and it gets fuzzy.
It's super fuzzy.
Yeah, for me at least. I
No,
just don't
I'm
know
the same.
DC as well. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see those and have the Marvel stuff too, where it's much more what
It's
I
not.
grew up
It's
on.
just. It's. I think it's great that we're getting both these things.
Question though,
What's up?
Spidey is supposed to appear in one movie before his crossover movie.
Yes. When is his cross? Wait. What?
One movie before his solo movie,
Oh,
but
okay.
where it's crossed over into the universe.
When is his movie planned for release?
17, I think.
What are the films prior to that in Marvel's roster?
That he would be likely
yeah,
to appear.
well,
in.
that he
Probably
could.
just Civil War and maybe Age of Ultron if they did something crazy, and maybe Ant-Man if they
If
wanted
you
to.
said he's only listed as going to be in one, or you're not sure about that.
If
could
they
be more
they
than
said
one.
what?
You said that he's only going to appear in one, or
They said one movie,
guaranteed for sure.
one of Marvel's movies, and then one solo movie by himself.
Well, if it's Marvel's movies, it's got to be Civil War then.
That's what we are all assuming. If it's only going to be one, we're assuming it's that one.
Yeah, it makes the most sense.
But I'm also like, part of me is like, maybe they mean only one significant role in a movie. So maybe he's only a big deal in Civil War, but you'll see him like vaguely at the end of Ant-Man or at the end of Age of Ultron. But they haven't even announced his casting yet. So
There's a lot of talk where it's like, it'd be great if they don't reveal who it is, the actor,
Right.
and then he'll just rock up.
now they had a dude on Reddit that has leaked some stuff before that's been accurate. And
What did
he says
say?
they've already cast Dylan O'Brien, the one I didn't want with the nose.
Oh, really?
Supposedly they've already cast him, and he's come out and said that it is not him, but
He could be lying. 'Cause
he says that they're telling him he is not to tell anyone, because I think maybe they're trying to keep it secret as much as possible. But I'm just gonna be so I'm gonna be stoked because it's Spider-Man, it's in Marvel.
but
But
it's
I'm
not
gonna
even
be
one that
so
you like.
fucking disappointed if it's that Teen Wolf kid. I really don't want it to be him.
You don't like his nose?
I don't like him as Spider-Man.
I'm gonna wait.
I don't like him as Spider-Man, dude. Like, I will probably enjoy the movies either way, but as far as like, oh, they're gonna give me my perfect Spider-Man at Marvel because it's Marvel, so
haven't
far,
yet.
not the case.
Yeah. Do you think that was Sony's decision?
Well, they get final say, so I'm sure that they influenced the decision somewhat and they participated, as at least Amy Pascal. But Marvel's in charge right now, because they're trying to let Marvel fix it.
Mm.
So, I think primarily it'll be Kevin Feige's fault or whoever Marvel's casting
So
director.
you're blaming Feige.
Yeah, because if he's like, I'm gonna give you the Spider-Man you want, I'm picking fucking Teen Wolf Kid, then he's not giving me the Spidey I want.
This may not be the Spidey you want, but I'm sure a lot of people want this.
I just feel like it's only gonna be teenage girls that are familiar with Teen Wolf that are gonna be way all about this kid playing him.
Probably.
Who else would give a shit about Dylan O'Brien? He hasn't been in anything except for Maze Runner, and that's another movie that's directed at teenage girls. So I just feel like, come on, man. What the titties, Kevin Feige?
You're breaking
I
my
trusted
balls.
you, homie.
You're
I
breaking my
trusted
balls.
But hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully that's just rumor. Hopefully that guy on Reddit is full of shite.
Hopefully. For your sake, anyways.
For my sake, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I really don't want him. But hey, cast him as Harry Osborn.
You better with that?
Not Peter.
Yeah. You want Peter to be perfect this time, and to you that's not a perfect Peter.
Yeah, to me that's not it. He doesn't look like any version of Peter I've ever seen in comics. That's why he doesn't look like Peter to me.
He doesn't look like the current cartoon Peter either.
He doesn't look like any version of Peter that has ever been drawn. Ever. But Logan Lerman, he does.
You want
He looks
you,
like
you
the
really
ultimate
want
Spider-
Logan Lerman to be this Peter, don't you?
If it's between those two, I want him.
Okay.
But if they have lots of options, they could pick a guy that I've never seen before. As long as he looks like Spider-Man, I don't give a shit. To me, like, Andrew Garfield looked like Ramos Spider-Man.
He looked like Ramos Spider-Man. Absolutely. That was his Spider-Man, if anything.
Yeah, so I'm like, cool. That's what you gave me. Tight. I'm on board.
Because he already looked
Dope.
like a particular Spider-Man that currently exists.
Yeah, man. He looks like Ramos Peter, I should say. Obviously he doesn't have a giant bulbous head and like giant hands and feet.
But he was the Ramos Peter, no doubt.
But he was Ramos Peter to me. He had
With
the
the hair,
big thick eyebrows, the real big hair, he had a really broad structure, but he was very slender. I think that to me that was perfect. To me that was it. And there's this old cover from the trade where he like shows, or where Aunt May finds out that it's him. I don't know if you didn't read a lot of Spider-Man stuff, did you?
Bits and pieces, but nothing that I would remember.
I'm trying to remember what the cover or what the name of that particular book was, but Romita drew it. But the cover of that book is like him turning over his shoulder to look at camera. And they took a picture of Andrew Garfield for Amazing Spider-Man, and it looks like almost dead on. Almost dead on to that picture. And the picture of him taking off his mask during Civil War, to me that looks like if you want to pick Logan Lerman to play that, he looks like that already.
Well,
Except he's got crazy blue eyes. He'll be our second crazy blue-eyed Spider-Man.
Is Parker's eyes not supposed to be blue?
No, he's always had like brown hazel eyes in the comics, but Tobey Maguire and Logan Lerman have like aqua blue eyes. They have very, very light blue eyes. But what are you gonna do? That part doesn't matter. He's got a mask on.
Yeah.
Hopefully, because Marvel likes to take everybody's fucking masks off.
That's dumb. Don't do that with Spider-Man. That makes no sense.
And don't do it with Black Panther either, dude. Just commit. Give them their fucking masks. Stop taking them off.
Follow with the concept
that irritates me so bad, the posters of Avengers where none of them have their shit on.
I mean, you already removed Thor's helmet.
Right. They took off Thor's helmet. They took off Iron Man's mask. They didn't even bother to give Hawkeye a mask. They always take off Captain America's helmet. It's just, come on, man. Let them look like they're superheroes. I know who plays them. We've seen them for 11 movies.
Iron Man, he removes his faceplate all the time.
All of the time. Like, that to me, I get it. If the faceplate comes up, fine. But at least the fucking helmet's on. In those posters, he never has that helmet on.
He doesn't, does he?
He always is just, I'm fighting without it. He never does that in the movies.
Shoot him in the
he's
face.
Constantly doing it in the posters.
Shoot him in the face.
Do it 1,000 times.
Promise you'll die.
He will die first one, guaranteed. All right, so we're gonna name off a couple artists that we've been following recently on Instagram
And Twitter.
or on
And Twitter.
Twitter or DA or
Yeah,
wherever
wherever
it may
really.
be. Just a new artist or somewhere that even if you've maybe heard of this person already, you might not be following them at these particular locations, and we just think their art is cool enough to mention on the show. So you should check them out. Who do you got lined up, Jeff?
I'm gonna pick my favorite artist, who's been my favorite artist for a while now. Artist of Ice Shield 21. He's the current artist of One Punch Man, Yosuke Murata. He's on Twitter, and his handle is Nebukuro, which is NEBU_KURO.
And we will definitely also include these links, in the post when we put it up. But if you guys are following along and want to check it out while he talks about it, check out the Twitter described.
Yeah, like he just whilst looking at this now, his recent post is, I guess, he posted a picture of the main character from One Punch Man drinking coffee, but just randomly. He posts a lot of his work in progress stuff on his Twitter, which is great because you get to see, like pencil stages. Sometimes he'll post ink stages. He'll also link to when he does live stream, because he also live streams a lot of his work, and it's just annoying to watch because he's amazing.
Right.
It's bullshit. One of the highlights of his Twitter recently has been, for me anyways, when he drew a when he drew a T-Rex, but it was a giant bird.
Oh, right. If it was a bird.
Yeah, as if it was a bird, and it's just
over the T-Rex structure.
And it makes sense, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's really weird looking, but it could have been real. We have
That's
no
the thing,
idea.
exactly. Like, that could have been a thing. Like, he actually drew what a T-Rex is and drew the outside shape of the bird, and it's just like, it's a giant bird. And it's hilarious. It's got, like, tiny wings.
Those like gifs that they do of his artwork.
Oh yeah.
From like One Punch Man and stuff is incredible. Like that stuff is, oh man, it's very stunning to look at.
And because like when you like read up on what he's doing, he helped design one of these current animes. I think it's called Majin Bone or something like that. And he's actually did a few of the animations for it as well. That's what he's studying as he's working on One Punch Man. So it's almost as if the stuff that he's trying on the pages of One Punch Man is trial of animating, in a sense, like almost keyframes of animation. But, drawn in his style with his quality, which is annoying.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's definitely inspirational to check out.
Absolutely. Like, one of the chapters, it was like really short. By short, I was like maybe 20 plus pages. He did it full markers, full color, of just one of the robot characters flying and then landing and then looking at a sunset. And I'm like, you're annoying, because he'll basically, the way he renders every frame, I say frame, but it's essentially panels. They're all splash panels, and it's just, it's annoying.
It sounds like it.
He's annoyingly good, and it's, fantastic. So yeah, that's my choice right there.
That's a pretty good choice. And the dude that I will talk about is, I only know him as Sami Basri, and he's on Instagram as Sami Basri Art, all one word. And that guy, he doesn't have a whole lot on his Instagram page, but he's basically, it's quality over quantity. He's posted nothing but great shot after great shot. And the dude is quite good, man. His line work is crazy good. I like his marker style because it is very subtle.
That Jubilee?
Yeah, the Jubilee is great. The fact that you can see her hairline through the glasses.
Yeah, that's something that most people would, just forget about or just neglect.
Right, or just not even, like, some people look at this piece and never even notice that that's there.
But that's how you know it's done well. It's like, it's planted in your head and it's there.
And I think there's something to subtle marker work that can sometimes work better than going very detailed. Jesus, that was loud. There's something to subtle line art and marker work that I think can work better together, because Like you see some people's stuff.
Over render.
Yeah, they way over render it, and
I'd rather use subtle render than over render anything.
yeah, exactly. It starts, especially when you're drawing like females and stuff. It can make them look very harsh.
Yep. Or just the piece, it becomes muddy.
Yeah, it becomes muddy and it starts to look over detailed in a way that is unflattering, especially when drawing like young characters or female characters. It can look really bizarre. But I think he's great at capturing just what's necessary in the faces to where the eyes look fantastic.
Yeah.
He's got a great style. He's got a Wonder Woman piece in there that is. I mean, the hair is basically just black and white. There's no
It looks
color,
great,
but he's
though,
rendered
right?
the skin, and it's very soft.
That's a really nice piece there. He's got
Yeah,
a
I
Power
love
Girl
it.
piece.
I love it.
The Power Girl one?
Power Girl one is great.
I love it. The cape, how it's just one color, essentially.
Right. In the hair, too. It looks like just one color, but just subtly painted in there in a semi-realistic way. It's brushed in.
It's really it's done
and
well.
the cape is almost all flat tone, and it looks fantastic.
It just stands out. Like, that piece would look great in person, I think.
Yeah. I definitely think there's something that can be learned from that guy as far as markers,
X23 that he's got.
commissions. Yeah, the X23 similar case.
Love it. She's so... It's simple, but it's straight to the point, and, there's no fussing about.
I love that the claws are done in negative space.
Yeah. And also, the length of the claws aren't annoying.
Yeah, they're not, like, over obnoxiously long.
But yeah, that's it's got a Bulma, it's got the Electra one in there as well, looks great.
I like his X23 in action one where she's like fighting hand ninjas. I think that one looks great too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the dude is just good. So there's my recommendation. If you haven't checked him out before and you're on Instagram, please check it out. Even if you're not on Instagram, look it up on the web version.
Yeah.
He doesn't post a whole lot.
There's not a lot right now, but he's been posting.
New, right?
Yeah.
He started 16 weeks ago, and his last post was 2 days ago. So he's definitely still posting.
Like, he posts a couple a month. Like, in December, he only posted 3.
Right.
Oh, well, I guess more than 3.
Mm-hmm.
5, maybe. 5 or 6. But, like, yeah, it's not as constant as, say, other people might be on Instagram and Twitter and whatnot, but... Yeah, the post is quality stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely good. Definitely worth checking out. But I think that wraps up our artist recommendations.
Yes, the recommendations part, yes.
So yeah, that was the artist that we recommend for you guys to check out.
Yep.
Jeff's one was a legend who's got tons and tons of stuff for you to check out online.
Lots of stuff. There's books you can buy. Yeah,
fantastic stuff.
Absolutely. There's books you can buy. There's a bunch in English now, which are just iShield21. If you're not into, mangas about sports, it doesn't matter. The artwork gets you.
Yeah, it's still immaculately drawn. He'll make the action in football look like action and everything else.
A lot of the people, I was on forums before where they were talking about it, it's like, those moves are basically ordinary moves, but in the manga, it makes it look so much more special.
Oh, right.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm like, I don't even know any of the rules or follow American football. I don't really care, but that's one of my
speed lines trump everything.
Oh, dude, this guy doesn't even just do speed lines. He'll do, like, details in backgrounds in action, and I'm like, you're annoyingly good. Yeah, he's annoyingly good. But yeah, check that out.
Those guys have to exist to make us want to get better, right?
Absolutely. We're still always trying to work to get better. We'll never get there. I think we're getting better, but just that's the peak. That's like what we're looking at, and it's constantly getting higher and higher.
Oh, that's the best thing we can look for, I think.
Yeah.
But all right, we will catch you on the next one, guys. Stay chipper chaps.
Stay chipper.